Hi, are you ready to get started? Today we're going to be working on a shark. Let's get started. Today we're going to be working on a shark, and if you look at the shark, the biggest part of the body is this oval. We are going to place it pretty much in the middle of our picture because we're going to be adding on the face and the tail. So let's go ahead and get that in. A nice, pretty big oval. It's kind of skinny. Sharks aren't too wide. Then we're going to be adding the face, which is a soft, almost triangle or half of an oval. Then if we move on to the tail, we have two lines coming out from the body, and they kind of angle towards each other. So they start to angle in a little bit. Next, we have the start of the fins. Let's get that bigger fin up on the top. It starts about here, and it curves back. Then the smaller one in here, and curves this way. Next, we're going to move on to the third step. I'm going to start with this tail in here, and I'm going to start with the longer shape here. Now, one thing I noticed, and I didn't get it in the last step, was this bottom line comes a little bit further than the top line. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit to that bottom line. When I pull this line up, it goes at a slight angle that way. This line, again, goes at an angle that way, and it's a little bit shorter than this longer line in the back. Next, I'm going to move on to this fin, and it's an angle, and it starts kind of where the tail meets the body. So I'm going to have it there and pull that out. This line comes a little bit further into the oval and comes out. So we're going to start it here and pull it out that way. Next, we have the fins, finishing them. So we add a curve coming to the body from the top of the fin, and the same thing from the bottom. Now, I noticed that the head is a little bit more squared off. I couldn't see it in that other image very well. So I'm going to square that off a little bit more there. And I'm going to start erasing all of my lines. So I'm going to erase that line. I'm going to erase the lines inside here, the line in here, but I'm going to keep these lines because those actually stay. Now I'm on the final step. What I need to do is finish off these fins by adding a slight curved line into the body here, and again the same at the bottom, a slight curved line. And finally the last fin, you connect the two with a slight curve. And finally our details. We have our gills, and we have our eye. So go ahead, you can add other things if you'd like to. You could always, I love to add seaweed to a picture sometimes, some bubbles, different size bubbles coming up. You could add different schools of fish, or some of you know sharks really well. Maybe you could make this a different type of shark, maybe adding a little mouth or something in there. Or maybe adding something like he's about to grab a fish in here. Maybe could add a little fish. Have fun with it. Feel free to color in or leave it be. It's completely up to you. Thanks for working with me today.